Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 22 updates and spoilers. What's good? It's Wednesday. Our house guests of the day are Nicole and Kennedy Miller and the admin team of Big Brother Live. Yay! Special shout out to Raul. What's up? If you guys don't already follow Big Brother Live on Instagram, what are you waiting for? They're awesome and they provide great spoilers. Yeah, so before we get started, I also want to say, if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Yay. Okay, now I want to thank yesterday's super chatters because you guys are incredible and we also could not make the show without you. So Jody Cortez, Rexum RS, aka Tori, Sheena123, Daryl, Jefferson Tucker, and Izzy Delgado. Thank you all so much for the support. We couldn't do it without you. You're awesome. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. What's going on? We actually have some game stuff to talk about today, which is exciting and a nice little change compared to the last few days. So when we left off yesterday, Christmas and Tyler up on the block. Cody did not use the power veto, and Tyler is the target. The votes are there to get rid of him, but could there be a flip? It's gonna be interesting to see what happens here because I was wondering why this is so low. I don't have my freaking lap pillow. So Tyler and Christmas are both starting to campaign a bit more as we're getting closer to the eviction. So you never know what could happen here. So Tyler was talking to Cody in the HOH room, and Tyler's like, well, I talked to Memphis and Nicole. Memphis said that he's voting me out. Pretty much. He said it's not 100% a sure thing, but it's looking like he's going to vote me out. And he said that he's scared of me and he wants to keep the weaker players, Nicole, Enzo, and Christmas, to go after you, Cody. I don't remember him saying that. But Tyler says Memphis didn't say that verbatim or at all. But he is trying to knock out the stronger players so that he can win easily. Again, I don't remember Memphis saying that. I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch. I remember Memphis saying that he wanted to get rid of Tyler because he's scared to go up against him in competitions. Yes, he did say that because Memphis feels like he is this huge threat moving forward and he wants to be able to win the final 2 power vetoes. And, he feels like he wouldn't have as good of a chance doing that up against Tyler. But he didn't say anything about, going after Cody from what I remember. So Tyler's kind of just, stretching that truth a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, then Tyler's like, I did talk to Nicole as well. And Nicole said that if you and Enzo want to keep me, then she'll do that because she doesn't want to piss you guys off. And then he asks, have you talked to Nicole about the vote yet? And Cody says, he's definitely scrambling to get some sort of story here together, some excuse. So he's like, I didn't want to say too much to Nicole early in the week. I didn't want shit to go around the house. So dumb. Okay. So Cody says, I get what Memphis is trying to do, getting rid of the stronger players so he can go up against the weaker ones. But he says Memphis is so jaded about his version of weaker players. People play this game not just to win competitions. I think what Cody is trying to say here is just because somebody doesn't win a lot of competitions doesn't mean that they're a weak player. So if Memphis is just going off of that, it's not really very smart. Yeah, so anyway, Tyler is pushing that Memphis and Christmas are a duo, which they are very close. And Tyler says they're going to protect each other. They're going to keep each other off the block if either of them wins HOH. And he says, if I stay, it'll be 4 versus 1 going into next week, with the 1 being Memphis. But if I go, it's going to be 3 versus 2. So which one would you rather have? And he says, if Memphis or Christmas win HOH, you'll be gone unless you win power veto. Oh, so Cody says, I feel like I'm going to go no matter what if I don't win the power veto. And Tyler says, not with me here. He says, I'm all about you, me, and Enzo. They have their triple threat alliance, and Tyler's saying, I will stay loyal to that. Like, I want to work with you guys. So Cody's like, all right, well, then why during the triple eviction did you not come to me about flipping the vote? He's talking about the infamous votes against Nicole. And Tyler says, I heard about the vote flipping, like, after I had already, sorry guys, I heard about the vote flipping after I had already talked to you, and I wanted to talk to you again, but I didn't get the chance. Sure. Tyler did not talk to Cody about the vote because he knew that he wasn't going to go for it. No freaking way. So he was trying to do it behind Cody's back, but now he's trying to cover it up. So Tyler says, I was just trying to get to Danny with that whole thing because I knew that Nicole wouldn't go after her and David would. And he says, that was my bad though, man. Sorry. Oops. So Tyler says, I just need you and Enzo to vouch for me to Nicole. And Cody says, yeah, Nicole told me that she'll do whatever. And Cody says that Nicole doesn't have anyone right now. Stop. It's ridiculous. So Tyler's like, you guys do want to keep me though, right? And Cody says, yeah, bro, I told you, you're my boy. That I want to vote out. And Tyler says, I'll understand if you don't want to keep me. I won't be pissed about it. So you can just tell me. Okay, well, you said it's okay, so. Meanwhile, Christmas and Nicole are chatting in the lounge, and we know that things are not great between these two right now. So before Christmas came into the room, Nicole was talking to the cameras about how she's going to be BSing Christmas during this conversation. Nicole's like, let's see how good I am. So she's going to tell Christmas that, like, everything is good between the two of them. She wants to work with her. She's not going to put her up if she wins HOH. It's etc. etc. Did I say H weird? HOH. So then Nicole is also thinking, maybe I'll pretend that I'm targeting Cody or Enzo, but like that might be too obvious of a lie. So maybe I shouldn't go that far. So yeah, this conversation, Nicole is just trying to cover her ass with Christmas just in case Christmas wins HOH, right? Because she wants to make sure that Christmas is not going to target her next week. But she doesn't realize that Christmas, if she does win HOH, is not planning on taking out Nicole, even though they've got like issues right now, because Christmas does not see Nicole as big of a threat as somebody like Cody, who she would definitely be targeting. So Christmas, if she wins HOH, may put Nicole up on the block, but she would not be the target. All right. So then Christmas comes in to talk to Nicole. She says, I know you're on slop, but I feel like the triple eviction really affected us. It affected our relationship. You think? I think you voting her out may have really upset her. So Christmas says, if you have any questions about that triple eviction, I'm totally willing to discuss it. And I mean, she brings up the vote from this week. She's like, I don't think I have the right to ask you for your vote. And Nicole's like, don't have the right? Like, what are you talking about? So then Christmas is like, okay, that was a weird way to word it. But she's like, I would like to have your vote. I would love to have your vote. But I get it both ways. Like, I understand why you wouldn't want to vote for me. Christmas says, I feel duped about what happened during the triple. And it really put a wedge in our relationship. Yeah, you were duped by Enzo because you thought that he was going to vote with you and he didn't. Okay. So anyway, Nicole says, look, I understand it. I get that Tyler put you in a weird spot. I'm by myself now. And before last Thursday, I saw myself as a pair with you. Oh my God. And she says, I don't see a benefit for me to Tyler staying. Like, it doesn't make sense for my game. So she tells Christmas, I want to keep you here. I know it was a game move, and I don't take it personally, but yeah, I felt hurt and betrayed. But she says, Christmas, you came to me, you told me your side of the story, and I believe it. So now all we can do is move forward, right? So then Nicole is saying, I don't want you to feel weird with me. I want to keep you here. And this all sounds so nice, but like, we know that she's faking it. She told the cameras right before this conversation that she was going to fake it with Christmas. So Christmas is like, wow, that's not what I expected at all. Yeah, because she's BSing you. So they talk a bit more of the same. You know, they're both BSing each other. All right. So then Tyler checks in with Enzo in the photo bedroom. And Tyler says, all right, I just talked to Cody, and he said that he would tell Nicole that he wants me to stay. So then Tyler's saying, like, I guess, you know, you have to tell Nicole too. So like, she knows that you want me to stay. So he asks, have you talked to Nicole? And Enzo says, I have not. He says Nicole is hiding all the time. She does spend a lot of time just like studying on her own lately. So Tyler is pushing that, again, if he stays, it'll be 4 versus 1, but if he goes, it'll be 3 against 2. And he says, that's it. That's all I got. Tyler is speaking Enzo's language here. Enzo really appreciated that too. So Enzo says, every time I try to talk to Nicole or Cody, Christmas shows up. And people are getting like really annoyed with Christmas because she's just been like all over the place lately. And it's too much. It's too much for them. So Tyler asks, well, what has Cody been saying? Like, what has he been saying to you? And Enzo's like, I don't know, man. I don't think Cody even knows. I think it's up in the air right now. It's up in the air. Yo. That's like his story that he's sticking with right now. It's just up in the air, yo. So Enzo says, I don't know what Cody's telling Nicole because he's telling me what he's telling you. Because I think he knows that I'm a vote for you. So he's not going to tell me what he really wants. So Enzo says that Nicole and Cody know what's really going on. And he says, if I talk to her, she's just going to tell me what Cody told her to say. So again, he's trying to make sure that Cody and Nicole are seen as a pair before him and Cody, which it seems like is working because when people talk about potentially putting Cody up on the block, they talk about putting him up with Nicole, not with Enzo. So it's paying off. So Enzo says, I know that I'm in trouble if you leave this week. And Tyler tells Enzo, like, if you want me to stay, then you need to be vocal. Like, you need to tell Nicole because she needs to hear it from you and Cody. Okay. So then a little later, Memphis and Enzo are chatting in the photo bedroom. And Enzo says, Tyler keeps asking me about the vote. Like, what am I supposed to say to this guy? He says, I keep telling him it's up in the air, yo. So then Enzo says to Memphis, if me or you win HOH next week, we're putting up Christmas and Nicole, right? And Memphis says, 100%, hundo P. So then this is interesting because, again, Enzo is telling Memphis that he's going to put up Christmas and Nicole, but he's telling Cody that he's going to put up Christmas and Memphis. Now, obviously, he's not going to say to Memphis's face, like, I'm going to put you up if I win HOH. Like, no way. I'm thinking if he wins HOH, he would actually put up Christmas and Memphis, but who freaking knows what Enzo's actually thinking, right? But I'm pretty sure that that's what he would do. So then Memphis is saying, you know, we're just going to have to convince Cody to vote out Nicole next week. And they agree. They're going to sit him down and they're going to say, look, Nicole already won. Okay. She doesn't need this again. So then Memphis, he doesn't like that Cody wants Nicole to stay here. He's not into it. So Memphis says to Enzo, bro, we're right there, dude. It's ours for the taking. He says, we just got to win the next few competitions and then we're done. You know, that's it. Memphis is getting so overconfident. He could be in trouble. All right. For next week, like Memphis could be in trouble. So after Enzo was talking to the cameras and Enzo says Memphis has a final 2 deal with Christmas and it's better to get rid of Christmas next week. He wasn't talking about this week. He's talking about next week between like Christmas and Nicole. He's saying it would be better for him to get rid of Christmas. And he says, I have final 2 deals with Cody and Memphis. They're going to get rid of Nicole for me. Would they though? Like, I'm sure Memphis would, but which also I think is such a stupid move on Memphis's part, but whatever. But like Cody, I don't see him getting rid of Nicole. So I feel like Enzo's going to be really disappointed if it comes down to a decision from Cody and Cody keeps Christmas. What am I saying? And Cody keeps Nicole. So, yeah, Memphis wants to keep Christmas as much as he can because he knows that Christmas has his back. Yep. I mean, Enzo's right about that for sure. So then Nicole was in the HOH room with Cody and they were watching the spy screen and Christmas made this like happy birthday message for her son out of cereal. And Nicole was like, I can recite Christmas's birth story. I wish that was a competition. That was actually really funny. So then Nicole was asking Cody, are we really going to blindside Tyler? And Cody says, no, I'm going to tell him on Thursday. Those are the only important bits from that conversation. So moving on. Later, Cody and Enzo are in the HOH room. And Enzo says, I talked to Memphis and I asked him, if one of us wins the next HOH, what are we doing? And Enzo says, Memphis said, put up Christmas and Nicole. And I was like, I don't know about that, yo. That's a lie because, first of all, Enzo was the one that was like to Memphis, if one of us wins, we're putting up Christmas and Nicole, right? And then Memphis just confirmed it. So I don't know if he's telling Cody that, I don't know if he was telling Cody that he was just thinking in his head. Like, I don't know about that, but like, he definitely did not say that. So then he's like, yeah, I told Memphis, okay, we'll do that then. But Enzo says, I think I would put up Memphis and Christmas if I win HOH. F it, bro. Memphis knows that Christmas is taking him to the final two. He is not going to cut Christmas over somebody like Cody, right? So Cody says, well, if I'm on the block next to Christmas, then Memphis is beat. He doesn't have a choice because if you look at the breakdown here, if Cody and Christmas are up on the block, that would mean that the two votes are either Enzo and Nicole, if Memphis is the HOH, and obviously they would vote to keep Cody, or if Enzo or Nicole are HOH, one of them would still be voting, and even if Memphis did vote Cody out, it would be a tie, right? And the HOH would break the tie, and I'm assuming, again, that they would keep Cody because they're, like, super loyal to him. So Cody's then like, all right, well, my thing is, and then we don't hear what his thing is because Tyler comes in and breaks up the conversation. Oh, man. Okay, so then a little later, they got a booze delivery from Big Brother. Yo! Everyone was hanging out for a bit in the HOH room. And then eventually Cody and Enzo were alone again in the HOH room so we could get more game talk. And Enzo's like, I'm starting to get confused here, yo. Cody says, yeah, I don't know what the right choice is. Meaning for this vote, Tyler or Christmas. Now, I don't know if this is a for real situation where they're like, I don't know who it's going to be. Or if they're just doing this because the show needs some content, right? Like, what are they even going to show on tonight's episode? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe production was like, hey, could you just, like, pretend that you're thinking about this? Because I feel like they've done that in the past. Yeah, but they are mulling things over. And Enzo says, if we keep Tyler and he wins HOH, he'll probably go after Nicole and Memphis. But he says, if one of them wins the veto, Cody, it could be you on the block. I mean, there's not much choice with only 5 people left, right? There's not much choice. So, like, yeah, he's probably going to go up. But Cody says, Memphis obviously has a thing for Christmas, and he wants to keep her around. Now, I don't think he meant, like, a personal thing, like a crush, but I feel like he kind of has a crush on Christmas. Like, I feel like Memphis and Christmas kind of do have, like, a thing for each other. I'm not saying that they're, like, cheating on their significant others or anything, because they're definitely not, but I just feel like there is some sort of a attraction there. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, they compare notes on Memphis, and Enzo says that Memphis wants Nicole out next week, and Cody's like, oh, shit. He tells me that he wants Christmas out. Yeah, because he's not going to say it to your face yet. So Enzo is like, all right, well, if we get rid of Christmas this week, we F over Memphis, which would be good. But do we also F ourselves over? Because Memphis is not going to trust us after that. So, yeah. Cody's worried that Memphis will try to take him out next week because Memphis views him as harder to beat than anybody else, really. I feel like this is Tyler's campaigning coming out, right? Because that's what Tyler was telling Cody, like, you need to watch out because Memphis wants to go after the strong players, so it's easier for him in the end. So then I guess that's kind of like resonating with Cody. But Enzo says Memphis must have a final 2 with Christmas. Enzo is saying we should probably make a move on Memphis next week. Duh! When they were talking about getting Christmas next week, getting rid of Christmas next week, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Because it would be so much smarter to get rid of Memphis. He's so much better at competitions. And I think he would have more respect with the jury than Christmas would. So I just think, like, if they don't get rid of Memphis next week, they're insane. Like, if they're in their position to do that, it's wild. But anyway, Cody says that Nicole or Enzo have to win HOH to make that happen, which is not necessarily true. They could still pull it off if Christmas were to win HOH, but it would be way easier if Nicole or Enzo won. So Enzo is again saying that he will put up Memphis and Christmas if he wins HOH, and he just doesn't want to give Memphis the chance to save Christmas with the power of veto, especially on his HOH. Like, Enzo is going to be pissed if Nicole or Cody go on his HOH, so he does not want to take the chance there. So then Enzo says, look, I don't care if Memphis wins HOH and goes after Nicole. As long as you and me are safe, like, that's fine. We're good. And Cody's like, about that though. He's really nervous that he's going to be up on the block next to Nicole and that Memphis and Christmas are going to get cute and vote him out. That is what Christmas wants to do. And that is the smarter move. You know, it's way smarter to take out Cody over Nicole for sure. It doesn't seem like that's what Memphis wants to do, which is really freaking weird. But maybe he just doesn't want to say that right now because he doesn't want to risk being a target. I don't know. Maybe he's just waiting for the right time. But Christmas seems to realize, like, Cody should definitely go before Nicole. So anyway, they're still trying to figure out who to keep between Tyler and Christmas this week. They're like, Tyler is a loose cannon. You know, he told Enzo about the committee this week. What else is he going to pull out? Cody is worried about Christmas winning HOH next week. But if they get rid of her, Memphis might be mad and team up with Tyler to go against the 3 of them. So then Nicole joins them and she says, all right, we need to have a serious conversation about who needs to go this week and why. So, okay, here are the points. Cody says that Memphis is obviously crazy tight with Christmas. He wants to keep her here. If we clip her, he might link up with Tyler. So then they're like, let's look at this. Which one is a scarier duo? Tyler and Memphis, which might not even happen if Tyler were to stay. But if they do link up, like, you know, they got to consider that. Or Christmas and Memphis. So they all agree that Tyler and Memphis would be a scarier duo to go up against than Christmas and Memphis. So Nicole says, honestly, like, I could see Tyler winning out and getting to the end. I would agree with that. Like, I could totally see Tyler winning whatever competitions he needs to get to the final 2 if he were to stay. But they don't see Christmas doing that. I would agree. Like, I don't see it. So, I mean, it's possible, of course, but, like, I don't see it. So, yeah, they all seem to agree after talking for a little bit that Tyler should still be the one to go. And they say, we just got to win competitions moving forward. I mean, when you get down to these last few weeks, you do need to win competitions for the most part. There's a lot of luck involved in these last few weeks. So, yeah, that was it for last night. Today, nothing going on so far. Tomorrow is eviction day, so I don't know if there's going to be any last-minute campaigning. I know Tyler was talking about some sort of Hail Mary plan where he's going to try and trick Memphis into voting for him to stay. by telling him that like the vote is flipping and they don't want Memphis to know about it so that he'll be on the wrong side of it, but he's letting him know and he's thinking maybe that'll make Memphis flip his vote, but like I don't see this working. I don't even know if Tyler's going to attempt it. Hello! But we'll see what happens there. So let me know what you guys think about all that. I want to thank our super chatters.
I couldn't finish writing the last
I'll just go back.
Yeah.
Thank you. So all of our super chatters, you guys are amazing. Sloan Meister, thank you so much. You are so generous and so kind. Oh my gosh, Michelle, you totally told me how to say your name too, and now I'm blanking. Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay, no, I know now. Michelle Dazzle. Yes, I got it. She said it rhymes with razzle and dazzle.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you so much. You're awesome. And I know how to say your name now. Yay. Michelle Campbell, thank you so much. You are awesome. She Sees Stars. Thank you so much. And they asked, who is your favorite Big Brother player of all time? Dr. Will. I don't know. It's hard to pick just one. I would say like.
I don't think it's hard to pick just one.
Dr. Will, Kaser, love Janelle.
All time?
What?
Of all time? It's hard to pick one.
I guess Dr. Will, right?
Sorry to be boring, but I mean, like, the guy's amazing.
Yeah.
He's a real flim-flam artist.
Who would you guys say? Leave it in the comments. And thank you again, for your support. Bowie! My goodness. I know he's going to walk by again. Okay. Tina Gorski, 9. Thank you so much. She Sees Stars has another question. Thank you so much again. They said, I'm confused on how Derek set this up for Cody, who he wouldn't have known about twists or who all was going to play. What are your theories? Okay, so I don't think that Derek mapped out like the entire game for Cody, but I do think that Derek was making a lot of calls preseason and maybe like trying to put in a good word for Cody, maybe trying to set up some connections. I don't think he put together the full committee alliance, but I think that he probably set up a lot of little duos and trios or whatever.
Well, I mean, he told him if this happens.
Well, I mean, yeah, he did give him a lot of advice, but I know for a fact, like, so many people have said that Derek was like calling around and like, why are you doing that if you're not on this season? So it was, I don't know, it was really sketchy. But yeah, I don't think that he meticulously planned out this whole thing.
You know why he did? Because he owes Cody.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there is an element of that for sure. And they're friends.
That too.
Yeah. So thank you again. Susie Loy, thank you so much. You are awesome. Let me just write you down so we don't forget you tomorrow. And Vajra, thank you so much. You are also amazing. You guys are the best, seriously. And Vajrath has a question. Who is your favorite BB winner from the old school era, 1 through 11, and your favorite winner from the new school era, 12 to 21? All right, let's see. 1 through 11, favorite winner. Dr. Will. I guess I would say Dr. Will, right? Favorite new school winner. Let's see. That would be 12 to 21.
Ian?
I like Ian. Yeah, I like Ian a lot. Let's see. Who else? I'm trying to go through my head. So 12, we have Hayden. 13, Rachel.
Andy?
I like Andy Herron, yeah. Everybody says he's so annoying on social media, but I find him hilarious. I think he just has a very specific type of humor, and a lot of people don't get it. Like, it's just not their style, but I totally get it, and I totally appreciate him online.
I think he's spot on all of the time.
I mean, sometimes, maybe not, but, like, a lot of the time, yeah. I'm just trying to see who else. We got Rachel, we got Ian, we got...
Steve.
15 was... I guess we try to forget about 15, huh? 15 was... Oh, Andy. 16... was Derek. 17, Steve. 18, Nicole, 19, 19, Josh, 20, Casey, 21. Yeah, I'll stick with Andy. I'm going to stick with Andy for new school. But thank you so much for your question and for your support. You guys are awesome. I see you're all okay. A lot of people are saying Steve, Ian. Yeah. Okay. Good choices. Good choices. Some people are saying Derek. All right. Well, oh, we missed Jordan in there. Oh, Jordan was 11. That's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all so
Bowie's
much for
swimming.
being here. Bowie is
Pardon
doing
him.
his...
He's making laps. In the,
Bowie, what are you doing? All right, it's getting a little rowdy in here, so we're gonna go. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for the support. We will be back tomorrow for Election Day. Everybody's saying hello to Bowie. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. So until next time, much love.